Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Luke.
and we're Android Guys,
Give us 5 to 10 minutes of your day
and we'll tell you about a product or service.
or an app that you might be interested in. Hey, this is Luke with the Android Guys podcast, here with Scott. Scott, you are talking about some earbuds today.
I am talking about some earbuds.
What do you got?
I'm talking about the Poly Voyager Free
Okay.
60. Now, that is actually a series of earbuds. That is, so I'm going to talk about one particular model that I reviewed,
Okay.
but I will also talk a little bit about the series in general so people can kind of get a feel for what maybe the differences are.
Okay. Yeah. And in looking at these, there's a couple different options as you're looking at their website of how to configure these. So I'm interested to see kind of how to put together this thing.
I can help you with that.
All right. All right, we are talking about the Poly Voyager Free 60 earbuds. Scott, these look like a good earbud application for like an office setting almost.
Yeah, I think that's how Poly positions themselves as a brand. I used to be Plantronics.
Yes.
So this is kind of like a pivot. It's also for some, I can't quite put my finger on it. It's also kind of co-branded with HP.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So there are kind of like, it's like a hybrid, or maybe it's a line that's kind of like
Partnering.
they partner over it. I'm not exactly sure on that.
Okay.
I've played with some Poly things in the past, like webcams,
Yeah.
and Bluetooth speakers, and things that kind of lean into this new era of work that we have with remote stuff and webcams and Zoom.
Yeah.
You know, conference calls and things like that. So these are earbuds that kind of fit right in that that wheelhouse.
Yeah, like outside of office work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us a little bit about these Voyager Free 60s.
So the Free 60, they start about $229.
Okay.
And then they go up. You can kind of pick different features. And so a couple of things to kind of look at, like, all right, how important is it to you that your earbuds are designed or certified to work with Microsoft Zoom?
Yeah.
Or do you care that they do?
Okay.
Do you want your charging case to have a touch screen? Do you want, does that matter? So that you can look at it and see, I know where this battery is on my left earbud because I can look at the case and see that it's 2/3 of the way full.
Sure.
So there are different little things that you can do to kind of get between them, but I'll just kind of talk at the 30,000 view, foot view.
Okay.
You look at about a 5.5 hour talk time on these with active noise cancellation on.
Okay.
And that's kind of across the board. With the case, you're going to get up to 11 hours. So it's a little bit on the lower side if you're looking at, comparing the money and saying, well, for $229, I should be able to get 30, 40 hours.
Sure.
So something to keep in mind. These do work as a single ear. All of them, which is for some people in a work environment, they just want to be able to listen to a podcast in the background.
Sure.
Or maybe talk with clients without having to fully immerse themselves. These allow for that. There is at the high end, if you go with the Voyager Free 60 Plus, you see the carrying case or the charge case is where you get into like the touch screen. So you can actually kind of like swipe across and see, you can control things. You can see how each battery or each earbud is, what the overall is on the battery for those. You can also, at the high end, you get an airplane mode input with a 3.5 millimeter jack.
Yeah.
And it also has, going back to like the touch on the case, on that model, you also have the ability to kind of like take your calls, adjust your volume, and do all those things.
Oh, from the case.
From the case.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So there is kind of like okay, it's not just seeing it, but I'm also like, it's a touch case.
Yeah. Okay.
These, no matter which model you get, do have Qi wireless charging.
Nice.
So you can put the case down to charge on that. And then for the kind of like the middle and upper models, there's an adapter that you can get that's like a USB kind of like just a little plug.
Yeah.
Plug it into your laptop.
Little dongle.
And it's Bluetooth. So then you can turn that, connect it to your laptop that may not have Bluetooth in it.
Oh, sure.
You can basically transmit to that.
Oh, nice.
That's with the Bluetooth adapter. There is also on the high end, you've got like a little, like a travel pouch case thing as well.
Okay.
So depending on how you want to configure that, you're looking at $229 all the way up to, I think, $329. I have to take a look.
Okay.
And when you're looking at the website, you can kind of go through and say, do I want the Bluetooth adapter?
Sure.
And then you say no, and I'm going to pick, do I want black or white? Now, I reviewed the black and found it to be pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice earbud. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks professional.
Yep.
I guess, if that's a way to describe them.
Sure.
But one of the big selling points of these is that they're basically certified to work with Microsoft Zoom. They're compatible with Microsoft Teams. They've got noise cancellation technology.
Yeah.
Multiple microphones. Like, these are the kind of things that...
they're set up for virtual meetings, really.
Yeah. These are like, your boss might outfit your team with a couple of these.
Sure, absolutely.
You might not buy yourself something like this.
Yeah.
But these would be like your nice, like, oh, these are the ones that I use at work. These are nice.
Right.
You spend a little bit of money on your monitor. You spend money on things that are important to you.
Yeah.
If you spend a lot of time on conference calls or having, clients that you talk to,
right,
real estate, you're talking out of your car or something like that, they're going to be the kind of earbud that you want for that.
Yeah.
They're comfortable.
Good.
They have that little bit of a stem. The battery life is not bad, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I got to just kind of remember maybe a little bit more often.
Sure. Well, I mean, the charging case helps with that. And then you mentioned that you can use one ear at a time.
Yeah.
So really, if you're doing that, you almost double the charge time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that kind of brings it a little bit more in line with what I would expect for that price point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not terrible.
And they also have, I know it's a multiple year. I want to say at least a 2-year warranty on them.
Oh, great.
Let me double check. You can find that before me. That is also something that I think is one of those things where you're like, yep, that's worth.
Oh yeah. Especially if you're buying it for work or something like that, you're going to, be able to have it, especially if you're spending that kind of money on it.
Yep. 2-year.
Great.
I found that on the website.
Great.
So yeah, the Poly Voyager Free 60 series, take a look at those on poly.com, POLY, and kind of go through and figure out which of those maybe speaks to you.
Sure.
If you're looking at the ones that have that Bluetooth dongle or that little accessory, it goes right inside the case. There's like a little, in the lid, there's like a slight pinch little thing that will bite that kind of like a rubber at the top in the lid. So it's nice. You're not kicking around a loose thing that you have to keep in a pouch or carrying case or something. It comes with you.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.